Miami at UNC. The line is 3.5 in UNC's favor. Drake May coming off 2 games where he has just looked like an absolute animal. Like returning to Drake May form, post Phil Longo era in North Carolina, he is looking like a dude. Miami, on the other hand, is coming off. Is it maybe the most embarrassing loss in their, well, besides the Middle Tennessee State last year? Yeah, I can't even say. I was about to say, is that the
which
most
is
embarrassing
like
loss in their program? And I'm like, all you gotta do is rewind, 12 months, and goodness
not
gracious.
not a
So
great start for Mario Cristobal. And we both I like Mario Cristobal, and I think you do as well. He's gonna succeed there. Not a great start. Have two of the more embarrassing losses, right? Come in the first 2 years of your program there.
yeah, I mean, again, I wouldn't be surprised though if Miami came out and just floored North Carolina, with their
Yep.
great offensive line, being able to run the ball with their pretty stable running backs. Tyler Van Dyke just says, "Oh, actually, I threw 3 picks last game." Yeah, just remember he is the guy that everyone thought was a first round draft pick, and then he just lights it up. But with that being said, yeah, give me UNC and give me the points too. I don't care. Give me the hook. Give me 4. Give me 4.5. I don't care what it is. I can't trust Mario Cristobal. I can't do it. I can't do it right now. Granted, kind of he gave my team A&M the business when we rolled into their town there. But this is again on the road, right? Like this basically implies that like Miami and UNC on a neutral field are like almost even, which I right now I'm not. I can't get my head around that. Uh, so give me UNC, give me the points.
I'm gonna agree with you here. North Carolina. I've been very impressed with them all year. Yes, their defensive numbers don't look great because of that one Appalachian State game, right? That game's always grind, right? But they dominated Minnesota, right? They dominated Pitt and Syracuse. Now I get that that's not super impressive to do that, right? But and they gave up too many points to Pittsburgh. One of them was a kicker return for a touchdown, so it is what it is. But I just think, like you said, Drake May, Des Walker, right? All those guys, they have weapons in that room. Actually, I've been really impressed with them. Nate McCollum is a real wide receiver one in the ACC. And obviously Van Dyke's good. Shreppo and Miami. That's good. That's a good team. That's a real good team. Ken
Don
Kitchens,
Chaney kind of taking over the backfield there a little bit,
yeah.
even
And
though he had
so
the
so
fumble
it,
there.
yeah, yikes. But I just think UNC at home, Drake May. No, I could see a situation where Tyler Van Dyke does play some of his best football, like you just said. Like it's college football, week to week, things change a lot. Yes, they struggle with Georgia Tech. Ultimately, ended up losing that game because of just whatever happened. Right, I'm not even gonna justify it, but again, it's a new week. You get 12 different versions of each team, and Tyler Van Dyke can have a heck of a game where he throws the ball all like he did against A&M. I do think this North Carolina team, and the reason why I'm picking them, the defense, I think is much improved from last year. Like you've seen it so far this year against Syracuse, right? Even Pitt and Minnesota, and then obviously South Carolina, right? They dominated that game from the jump. So yeah, I think with Drake May coming in form, like you said, good for NFL scouts, good for UNC fans, not good for the rest of the ACC. I'm sure none of those guys are very happy with that at all.
I agree, and yeah, defensive. That was the biggest thing too. Like in the off season, I'm like, man, they kept Gene Chizik, right? I mean, I took their under on the win total. So like, man, they kept Gene Chizik. Feels like they didn't really upgrade at a whole lot of spots via the transfer portal. Maybe they lost some guys, but I mean, Cameron Kelly's playing okay at Louisville, but Tony Grimes is doing. He hasn't touched the field at A&M, so it's like, are these guys that they lost really, really all that bad, or all that good? And they're getting great linebacker play right now. I mean, we kind of knew that they got experience there, so uh, yeah. I mean, good for UNC, man. Good for UNC.